Welcome back to the Expensive Coins History channel. Today, we're diving deep into the story of one of the most discussed British coins ever made, the 1971 one penny featuring Queen Elizabeth II. Many collectors and viewers are curious about whether this small coin, often sitting unnoticed in drawers or jars, could actually be worth a lot of money. In this video, we'll explore its history, its rarity, the details that make it interesting, and its real value in today's 2025 market. The year 1971 was one of the most significant moments in British monetary history. It was the year the United Kingdom officially switched from the centuries-old system of pounds, shillings, and pence to a brand new decimal system. February 15, 1971, known as Decimal Day, was the day the country changed the way its money worked forever. To mark the beginning of this new era, the Royal Mint released a complete set of decimal coins, including the 1 penny, or 1 new penny, as it was called at the time. The coin itself carries a beautiful and simple design. On the obverse side, it features the second official portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. She is shown wearing the elegant Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, facing right, with fine detail that reflects the youthful image of the Queen during that period. The reverse design shows a crowned portcullis, a symbol connected to the Palace of Westminster, and the words, New Penny, above the value 1. The words, New Penny, were included to make clear that this was part of the newly introduced decimal currency system. Many people notice that the 1971 penny has no mint mark, and they wonder if that makes it special. In truth, it does not. British decimal coins from that time were all struck without mint marks. Every single 1971 one penny coin was made at the Royal Mint, which had recently relocated to its new facility in Llantrisant, South Wales. The lack of a mint mark is completely normal and not an indication of rarity or value. The Royal Mint produced an enormous number of these coins in 1971 to meet public demand for the new currency. More than 1.5 billion were minted, making this one of the most common coins ever issued in modern British history. Because of that, almost every household in Britain had one, and millions of these coins still survive today. For that reason, the 1971 penny is generally not considered rare. However, its popularity among collectors remains strong. This coin marks the very beginning of Britain's decimal coinage, a historical milestone that changed the nation's monetary system forever. For collectors, this coin represents the start of a new era and the end of the old pre-decimal age. The inscription, New Penny, makes it instantly recognizable as a coin from that transitional period. When it comes to value, condition plays a crucial role. A heavily circulated 1971 penny, the type found in change or old jars, usually shows visible wear, dull brown color, surface scratches, and worn-down details. These examples generally hold only their face value. On the other hand, coins that were never used, known as uncirculated or brilliant uncirculated pieces, can be far more desirable. They have a rich reddish shine, crisp lettering, and clear details in the Queen's portrait and the portcullis design. Proof versions of the coin, which were specially made for collectors, have an even higher level of craftsmanship. They feature mirror-like fields and frosted designs and are often found in original Royal Mint proof sets. These coins are scarcer and can attract higher prices, especially when they remain sealed in their original packaging. Some collectors look for rare errors or varieties. Occasionally, coins may show slight misstrikes, doubling on the lettering, or off-center details caused by minting mistakes. Authentic examples of these errors can be valuable, sometimes fetching significantly more than the standard coin. However, true mint errors are uncommon, and many marks or irregularities seen on old coins are simply damage from circulation rather than genuine mint mistakes. So what is the real market value of the 1971 one penny coin in 2025? In circulated condition, these coins are still worth about their original face value, just 1 penny. They are extremely common and easy to find. Uncirculated and brilliant uncirculated examples may be worth anywhere from £1 or 2 up to several pounds depending on condition and presentation. Proof examples or coins in perfect mint condition, particularly those graded by professional services, can be worth more, sometimes reaching into the tens of pounds. Exceptional examples with verified mint errors can sell for higher sums, but those are very rare. Despite its low monetary value, the 1971 penny remains one of the most iconic coins in modern British history. It represents the excitement and uncertainty of change, the modernization of a nation's economy, and the beginning of a system still in use today. Many collectors keep this coin not for its price, but for its meaning, a symbol of transformation and progress. Holding one of these coins is like holding a small piece of 20th century history. It may not make you rich, but it connects you to the exact moment when Britain left behind centuries of tradition and stepped boldly into a new financial era. If you have one of these coins, take a moment to appreciate its story. Check its condition carefully. If it shines with its original mint brilliance, if it is perfectly preserved, or if it has a clear and unusual minting feature, then it may be worth a closer look by an expert. But even if it isn't a rare or valuable piece, it is still a wonderful coin to own, a reminder of a time when everyday change carried the excitement of something entirely new. The 1973 Queen Elizabeth II New Penny 1-penny coin. Many people believe this coin could be worth a lot of money, but what is the real truth? In this video we'll explore its history, why it was made, how to tell if yours is special, and what its actual value is in 2025. The story of this coin begins in 1971 when the United Kingdom changed from the old pounds, shillings, and pence system to the modern decimal currency. To make the transition smoother, a brand new series of coins was introduced, and one of them was the 1-penny coin, known at the time as the new penny. The word "new" appeared on coins from 1971 until the early 1980s to help people distinguish the new decimal coins from the old pre-decimal ones. The 1973 new penny features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the front. The design was created by sculptor Arnold Machin and shows the young queen facing right and wearing the girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. Around the portrait are the queen's titles and the date 1973. On the reverse of the coin is the crowned portcullis design, a symbol that has long been associated with British government and the Palace of Westminster. Above the design are the words, "New Penny," and below is the number 1 representing the denomination. The coin was struck in bronze, made up mostly of copper with small amounts of tin and zinc. It weighs around 3.5 grams and measures just over 20 millimeters across. The edge of the coin is smooth, without any pattern or lettering. None of these coins have mint marks, which is perfectly normal for coins made by the Royal Mint. In 1973, the Royal Mint produced an enormous number of these coins. More than 280 million examples were struck for circulation, making it one of the most common dates in the early decimal series. Because of this, the 1973 1-penny coin is not considered rare. Most households in the United Kingdom still have a few of these coins lying around somewhere, whether in old change jars, drawers or coin collections. Even though it's a common coin, collectors still care about condition. A coin that has been used in everyday transactions for many years will show signs of wear, scratches and fading. These circulated coins are worth only their face value. However, a coin that has never been used, known as uncirculated or mint condition, can be worth more. Such coins are bright, shiny and show no marks from handling. Occasionally, collectors find proof versions of the 1973 penny. Proof coins are made with specially prepared dies and polished blanks to achieve a mirror-like finish. These were not made for spending but for collectors, and they can be worth a few pounds depending on their condition. Error coins are another area of interest. A coin that has been struck off-center, doubled, or shows a noticeable minting mistake can be much more valuable. Though such examples are very rare, some people online claim that the 1973 penny without a mint mark is worth hundreds or even thousands of pounds. Unfortunately, that's not true. The absence of a mint mark is completely normal for Royal Mint coins, so it doesn't make the coin rare or valuable. The huge number produced keeps its market price low. So what is the real value in 2025? A circulated 1973 1-penny coin, meaning a coin that has been used and shows wear, is generally worth about 1 penny. Sometimes a slightly better example might sell for a few pence, but that's about it. An uncirculated or brilliant uncirculated example, stored safely since the time of issue, might sell for £1 to £2. Proof coins or coins in original mint packaging can be worth a bit more, perhaps £5 to £10 depending on their condition and presentation. Only unusual error coins could bring in higher amounts, and those need to be verified by a coin expert before assuming they are valuable. If you own one, the first thing to do is look at the condition. If the surfaces still shine, the edges are crisp and there are no scratches, your coin might be uncirculated. Avoid cleaning it, because cleaning often damages the surface and lowers the value. If you think your coin looks unusual or has a striking error, take clear photos and show them to a coin dealer or collector group for advice. The 1973 penny is part of Britain's early decimal history, and even though it isn't rare, it holds nostalgic and historical value. It reminds us of the time when the United Kingdom changed its money system, and coins like this helped people adapt to a new way of calculating everyday prices. For new collectors, it's an affordable starting point, and for experienced ones, it's an essential part of a complete decimal collection. Looking to the future, it's unlikely that ordinary 1973 pennies will increase dramatically in value because so many still exist. However, well-preserved uncirculated examples and proof coins will always attract collectors who appreciate quality and completeness. Coins with genuine minting errors will continue to be sought after due to their rarity. In short, the 1973 Queen Elizabeth II new penny is a fascinating coin from an important era. It's not rare, and most examples are worth little more than face value, but in top condition or as proof coins they can still hold small premiums. The real value lies in their history and in the joy of collecting. The 1988 one-penny coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II, specifically the version known as the No Mint Mark coin. We'll go through its full background, production details, rarity, collector appeal, and its current value in the 2025 coin market. The 1988 one-penny coin is part of the decimal coinage system introduced in the United Kingdom in 1971. The coin is made of bronze and weighs around 3.56 grams, with a diameter of approximately 20.3 millimeters. On the obverse side, it features the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Maklauf, with the legend reading, Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 1988. On the reverse, you can see the crowned portcullis with chains, a design that represents the Palace of Westminster, along with the inscription, 1 penny, and the numeral, 1. The term, no mint mark, in the case of the 1988 one-penny coin refers to the fact that these coins were struck at the Royal Mint's main facility, which traditionally did not use a visible mint mark on circulating British coins. Therefore, the standard 1988 one-penny coin already has no mint mark, making it the regular circulation issue for that year rather than a separate variety. This is important because many people assume that the absence of a mint mark automatically makes a coin rare or special, but in this instance, it does not. In 1988, the Royal Mint produced approximately 793 million one-penny coins. That is a very large number, meaning this coin was made for general circulation and was widely used across the United Kingdom. Because of such a high mintage, most examples are very common and hold little premium above their face value unless they are in exceptional condition or show an unusual minting error. Now let's talk about rarity. For the standard one-penny coin of 1988, there are no official reports of rare mint mark varieties, but certain coins with striking errors have occasionally appeared on the market. Examples include off-center strikes, underweight planchets, or coins struck on slightly different metal blanks. These rare error coins can be worth considerably more than ordinary examples because of their uniqueness and appeal to collectors who specialize in minting mistakes. In terms of collector value, condition makes a huge difference. A heavily circulated coin from 1988 with clear signs of wear will usually only be worth its face value of 1 penny. However, if the coin is in uncirculated or mint state condition, meaning it has full luster, sharp details, and no handling marks, it can command a modest premium. In today's market, as of 2025, a high-grade uncirculated 1988 one-penny coin can sell for anywhere between £8 to £15, depending on its appearance and the buyer's interest. Coins in very fine or extremely fine condition might range between a few pence to a couple of pounds. Error coins, on the other hand, are a different story. For instance, if you discover a 1988 one-penny coin with an incorrect weight, off-center strike, double strike, or planchet defect, that coin could attract serious attention from collectors. Depending on the nature and visibility of the error, such coins could sell for anywhere from £20 to over £100, particularly if certified and graded by a professional coin grading service. While the regular 1988 one-penny coin may not be rare, it still holds historical and sentimental value. It represents the late 20th century era of Queen Elizabeth II's long reign and the period when bronze pennies were still part of everyday life in the United Kingdom. These coins also form an important part of complete decimal collections, where collectors seek one example from each year of issue. Another reason the 1988 one-penny coin has gained some attention in recent years is because of changing policies toward low-denomination coins. With inflation and the increasing use of digital payments, there has been discussion about reducing or even halting the production of new one-penny and two-pence coins. This makes older examples, particularly from the 1980s and early 1990s, a nostalgic reminder of traditional cash transactions, and they have found a place in the collections of enthusiasts who wish to preserve British currency history. If you own one of these coins and want to know whether it's worth keeping, here are a few practical tips. First, inspect its condition carefully under good lighting. If it appears shiny, with no scratches, dings, or wear marks, it may qualify as uncirculated. Avoid cleaning the coin, as that can damage its surface and lower its value. Weigh the coin to ensure it is close to the correct standard weight of 3.56 grams. If it weighs noticeably less or more, that could indicate a minting error worth investigating. You can also check for off-center strikes, unusual shapes around the rim, or misaligned designs. If you suspect you have an error coin or a high-grade specimen, it is best to have it evaluated by a reputable coin dealer or grading service. Coins that are officially graded and encapsulated by recognized organizations tend to sell for higher prices because buyers have confidence in their authenticity and condition. The 1988 no-mint mark Queen Elizabeth one-penny coin is a fascinating piece of modern British coinage, but for most examples, it remains common and affordable. Its value mainly depends on condition and the presence of minting errors. In 2025, typical circulated coins are worth around face value, while top-quality uncirculated examples can reach up to £15 or slightly more. Rare error varieties may bring significantly higher prices, especially among collectors of British minting errors. This coin might not make you rich overnight, but it represents a piece of everyday history from the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, a tangible link to a changing era in British money. Whether you're a collector, a casual hobbyist, or just someone who found one in your change, the 1988 penny is a reminder that even the smallest coins can tell a big story. The 1992 no-mint mark Queen Elizabeth II one-penny coin. Many people have heard rumors that this small copper-plated coin could be worth a lot of money, but what is the real story behind it? Let's take a detailed journey through its history, its background, why some examples are talked about as being rare, and what it might truly be worth in 2025. The one-penny coin of the United Kingdom has been part of British coinage since decimalisation in 1971. The 1992 issue continued the familiar design that most of us recognise, the crowned portcullis on the reverse and the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse. The portrait used on the 1992 coin is known as the third definitive portrait of Her Majesty, created by sculptor Raphael David Maclouf. It shows the Queen wearing the royal diadem that she often wore for state occasions. By 1992, the Royal Mint had transitioned from using bronze to copper-plated steel for one-penny coins, a change introduced because of rising copper prices. This makes the 1992 issue particularly significant in the timeline of British coinage, as it marks the beginning of this new metallic composition. The coin measures around 20 mm in diameter and weighs about 3.5 grams. It carries no mint mark because all circulating British coins were produced by the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, Wales. Now, a question that always arises is, if the coin has no mint mark, does that make it rare? The answer, in general, is no. The absence of a mint mark on UK coins of this period is completely normal. The term, no mint mark, simply means that it was struck at the Royal Mint, as were all circulating pennies. Therefore, The lack of a mint mark does not by itself make the coin rare or valuable. However, what makes people curious about the 1992 one penny is its place in coin history. During this year, a very large number of these coins were minted, hundreds of millions were produced for circulation. That means the vast majority are common, and most examples you find in your change are worth only their face value of 1 penny. Even so, collectors always look for exceptions. Some coins may have minting errors, such as double strikes, off-center strikes, or planchet defects. In such cases, value can rise significantly depending on how dramatic and unusual the error is. Perfectly preserved uncirculated coins or those taken from official mint sets can also be worth more than a circulated example, though the premium is usually modest. When talking about value, it is important to consider grading, the condition of the coin. Coins in heavily circulated or worn condition will usually only be worth a penny or perhaps a few pennies to a collector. Coins in very fine or extremely fine condition may attract small premiums. True uncirculated coins with bright mint luster can sometimes sell for a few pounds each, depending on demand and market trends. As we move into 2025, the current market shows that common 1992 one penny coins in circulated condition generally sell for around their face value. High-grade uncirculated examples can be valued around 1 or 2 pounds, occasionally a little higher if perfectly preserved. The Monde one penny coins from the same year, which were struck in sterling silver and distributed as part of the Monde ceremony, are entirely different pieces and are much scarcer. Those can command higher prices, but they are smaller in size and differ from the regular circulation coins. Collectors should remember that the 1992 penny is important historically because it represents the transition to steel-based coins and thus marks the end of an era for bronze coinage in the United Kingdom. While this gives the coin a certain historical charm, it does not necessarily make it rare or valuable from a monetary standpoint. If you have found one of these coins, take a good look at its condition. If it is clean, untarnished, and shows no signs of wear, it might be worth keeping as part of a collection. If it looks ordinary and circulated, it is still a piece of history but unlikely to bring you a windfall. The real treasures in the one penny series are usually found in error coins or limited edition proofs, not in regular issues. So, while the 1992 no mint mark Queen Elizabeth II one penny coin may not make you rich, it remains an interesting reminder of the evolution of British coinage. It tells a story about changing materials, economic considerations, and the long reign of Queen Elizabeth II that spanned many coin designs and generations. As of 2025, collectors value it more for its place in history than for its market price. Its worth lies in its story, its design, and the era it represents. Coins like this connect everyday people with the heritage of a nation and with a queen whose image became one of the most recognizable symbols of stability and continuity in the modern world. The 1991 no mint mark 1 penny coin from the United Kingdom, issued under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. This coin may seem ordinary at first glance, but when we explore its history, rarity, and value, there is more to discover than meets the eye. Whether you are a casual collector or a serious numismatist, this video will provide you with all the information you need about this coin, including its current market value in 2025. The 1991 one penny coin features the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse side, facing right, wearing the George IV state diadem, a pearl necklace, and earrings. The reverse features the familiar crown portcullis design, which has been used on British pennies for many years. The coin is made of bronze, weighs approximately 3.56 grams, has a diameter of about 20.32 millimeters, and a thickness of around 1.52 millimeters. It was produced in large quantities, with over 200 million coins minted for circulation in 1991. The term no mint mark simply refers to the standard circulation coin produced at the Royal Mint in Llantrisant, Wales, and is not an indication of rarity or special edition. Despite its historical significance, the 1991 one penny coin is generally considered a common coin due to its high mintage and widespread circulation. Most examples that have survived show signs of wear, scratches, or dulling, which limits their appeal to collectors. Coins in circulated condition are generally worth only their face value, which is 1 penny. However, Coins that have been carefully preserved in uncirculated or brilliant condition can command higher prices, sometimes up to around £30 to £40, depending on the quality of the coin. Such coins are highly sought after by collectors who aim to maintain complete sets in pristine condition. It is important to note that while some sources online suggest these coins are extremely valuable, this is usually not the case for the standard 1991 issue. The vast majority of coins from this year are common and only become significantly valuable if they are in exceptional condition or exhibit unusual error characteristics, such as a misstrike, off-metal planchet, or die break. Coins with such errors are rare and must be authenticated and graded by experts to determine true value. Without these special conditions, the coin remains a standard circulation piece with limited market premium. For collectors who own a 1991 penny, attention to condition is critical. Look for coins with no wear on the high points, clear detail in the Queen's portrait, sharp lettering and date, and minimal surface marks. Avoid coins that have been cleaned or polished aggressively, as these treatments often reduce collector value. Coins with original mint luster and natural bronze coloration are generally more desirable. If an unusual error is suspected, it is important to document it with clear photographs and, if possible, submit the coin for professional grading. In the current market of 2025, the value of this coin largely depends on condition. Circulated examples remain at or slightly above face value, while uncirculated coins in excellent condition may reach £30 to £40, or approximately $50 to $60. Error varieties can exceed this range but are extremely rare and require proper verification. The 1991 No Mint Mark I penny coin is an interesting piece of British decimal coinage, representing everyday currency under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. While it is generally common and not a high-value investment, coins preserved in exceptional condition or exhibiting verified errors can be valuable to collectors. For most people, the enjoyment comes from completing a collection or understanding the history and design of the coin. Collectors should focus on condition, provenance, and careful handling rather than expecting extraordinary financial gain. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and leave a comment if you have a 1991 penny or any interesting stories about it. Happy collecting, and see you next time.